Hello student, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which will be on perimeter and area. I know that you are all studied about perimeter and area in your previous class, but here we shall discuss some more additional question and additional topic here in class 7. I hope you are all enjoy with this video and try to learn everything. So students, as we revert to the topic of geometry, we have already know about curve. In order to discuss parameter of the some special closed figure, we have to know about the concept of geometry. In geometry, we have discussed the concept of curve and line segment. The closed curve are formed with these two geometrical representation. One is curve and the other is line segment. The all closed figure that we study in perimeter and area are all defined with these two concepts of lines and curve. Here, if I draw some figure like circle or any irregular figure and a polygon, that is quadrilateral or any polygon, then here one thing is common, which is the curve. Curve is common in all figures. Since, as I told you, when a point is moved in any manner, the locus of the point is called curve. So when a point is moved in circular path, then its locus form a circle, and when it moves in indefinite order, then the locus form an irregular figure, and when it moves in straight rectilinear, then it forms a line segment. And the figure which are closed with these lines, segment and curve are called closed curve or closed figure. And the line through which they are closed are called boundary, are known as boundary. Okay? Boundary. Boundary closed a region in it. A boundary closed a region in it. It is called boundary. But when we find out the value of the boundary, that is the total length of the boundary of a closed figure, then this boundary is referred as perimeter. Then this boundary is referred as perimeter. whenever we have know the value, the total length of the boundary, then it is called boundary. But when we get the value of the boundary, it is called perimeter. Okay, so from this we can define the total length of the boundary of a closed figure is called perimeter. The total length on the boundary of a closed curve is called perimeter. The length of the boundary of a closed curve or closed figure is called perimeter. Is called perimeter. Okay, students. So this is the definition of perimeter. If somebody asks what is parameter, then your answer will be the total length of the boundary of a closed figure is called perimeter of the figure. Okay, now let us see the formula for some special figure. And we shall also discuss the questions that are based on the formula which we are going to derive here. So let us see what they are. The first, one most important thing I would like to tell you that polygons. Polygons are the closed figure which are formed by line segment only. So if we have any types of polygon, then there is one thing common, that is line segment. Now we shall discuss the first perimeter of square. In order to derive the formula of perimeter of square, first of all we have to know how the square is look like. So when we draw a square, we can see that the all sides are equal. All sides are equal. Okay, so if I say that its length is a centimeter, then it is obvious its width is also a centimeter, and as here written that its all sides are equal, which means that it will also A and this is also A. And now we apply the definition here, the total length of the boundary. So here we can see that this is the boundary of square, and when we add them in order to get the total length of the boundary, we shall write a plus a plus a plus a. This will give us total length of the boundary. So it can also be written as 4 into a What is A? You will say A is the side of square. A is the side of square, so that it can be written as 4 multiplied by side. So 4 into side will give us perimeter of square. 4 into side is the perimeter of square. So students, I hope the concept of perimeter of square is clear to everyone. Now let us see a question on it. If the length of a square filled is 12 centimeter, 12 meter, then find the total length of the boundary. Okay, so this is the given question. Question says that if the length of a square field is 12 meter, then find the total length of the boundary. Total length of the boundary that we have to find can also be referred as perimeter of square. So that here we can see that this is a square field having the length of its side is 12 meter, and we know that perimeter of square is equal to 4 into side, so that 4 multiplied by the side of the square is 12 meter. So here we write 12 meter, and at last here we get 12 4 48 meter, which is the required result of the given problem. So students, I hope the solution is clear to everyone. Let's see once again. The given question says that if the length of a square field is 12 meter, then find the total length of the boundary. As we know that the total length of the boundary is known as perimeter. Therefore, in this question, we have to find out the perimeter of square. The figure represents a square, and 12 meter is the side of square. The length of side of square. We know that the perimeter of square is 4 into side. Therefore, 4 will remain as it is, and the side of the square is given, that is 12 meter. Therefore, we write here 12 meter. And whenever we find its product, we get 12 4 48, which is the required result of the given problem. Okay, student. So it is clear to everyone. now let us see one more question which is based on the same concept, but sometimes question can also be asked in this form. If the parameter of a square is 128 meter, then find its length of side. Sometimes the question may also be asked like that. So just try to understand what does the question want to say. In this question, the side of a square is not given, which means that we have to find the side of square. The parameter that is given here, which is the 128 meter. So let us see how we form it. So first of all, let's understand it with the help of figure. In this figure, we can see a square which represent in which 128 is given as its parameter. So if we see that the definition, we shall find the parameter is the total length of the boundary. So here 128 is the value of its total boundary. So when we shall find its length, we write here, first of all we write parameter of square is equal to 4 into side. Okay, the parameter is given in the question, so that here we write 128 and this will equal to 4 times of side. Okay, now transpose 4 on the left side. So here we get side is equal to 128 upon 4. And here we get 4 1 are 4, 4 3 are 12, 4 2 are 8, and hence here we get 32 meter, which is the side of the square. Therefore, the side of the square is 32 meter. Okay, students? So I hope the solution is clear to everyone. Now let us see the solution one more time. The question says that if the perimeter of a square is 128, then find its length. Since the parameter is given, that is the total length of the boundary of square has been given, which is equal to 128. We know the formula, which is perimeter of a square is equal to 4 into side. So here we shall apply this formula in order to get the solution. Parameter which is given, and this is 128. 128 will equal to 4 into side. So from this we can find out side is equal to 128 upon 4, which will give us 32 meter as the parameter of the solution of the given square. So student, I hope the solution and the concept of parameter is clear to all. We shall meet in the next video with new question. Till then, goodbye.